Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and finally the update point 11 just landed onto the EU servers, and I would like to share some of the guides and also tips for the steel will event that you can eventually see in the Armory right now. I'm sure you guys are excited for getting one of the steel ships and would like to know which steel ship from the steel wheel event is worth it, and a couple of other things that I would like to mention which just updated in this patch. So if you do find these sort of videos interesting, and I always, by the way, make these videos at the start of the patch to give you all the access to new information or the update that hits onto the patch. So if you find this video useful, again, be sure to hit a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I make daily World of Warship videos, and you can always let me know in the comments what do you think about this update. And if you have any question, I will absolutely going to answer that one by one so that you do not miss out on anything. And let's start talking about the steel wheel event ships by going into the Armory along with some other things that I would like to share. Okay, so just to give you a brief idea, we have the Roussillon, a French tier 9 premium battleship in this dockyard, and you can grind this whole thing. You can go and check out the combat missions and understand, I would say, like how much you are willing to spend your time in order to complete the construction levels and eventually get for yourself this ship. So if I go into this section, you can see here we are going to get decent amount of rewards, some premium time, some coal, also some steel along the way, and also a special reward which is a tier 6 cruiser, Maltcom, which is entirely for free. Obviously the battleship itself, this Roussillon, you have to spend some doubloons to complete its last 2 phases. So you need 2 shipbuilding phases, and well, I don't know why it's not loading up, but it's gonna cost I think 5,000. So maybe I'm just gonna be purchase it right away. I will be purchasing 2 phases to complete this pretty much. And well, I don't know why it's happening. Again, some UI bugs which I can't do much about it. But let me just click onto the yes button, and you will eventually see that I have spent 5,000 doubloons. And now, since I have purchased the starter pack, it's actually cheaper. Okay, so you spend 5,000 doubloons, it's gonna cost you cheaper. And maybe let me show you here by closing up this window that how much doubloons that I have spent. Unfortunately, this UI bug is kind of weird. I don't know, sometimes it does happen. It doesn't happen a lot, but yeah, I have spent around 5,000 worth of doubloons. And I only able to see from the doubloon section, which is kind of funny. But anyways, so I just got the Dockyard, 2 shipbuilding phases. That is something that you can do for yourself as a starter pack. And by the way, you are getting some easy doubloons from the Grand Voyage event, and that's where you should spend some of the doubloons to get for yourself a tier 9 battleship. Let's go into the Armory now and see what are the new things in there. Alright, so first things first, you can see here we have the Steel Fleet event. In this section we will go through this, but what I would highly recommend is to basically click these random bundles. Okay, this is entirely for free. This one you just simply click every day and get for yourself extra valuable rewards, like for example the Santa gift containers. You can get 5 of them if you just keep logging into the game, as simple as that. So Santa gift container, that's nice, you get some extra goodies. And right now I, by the way, going to have a Santa gift container that I can just simply get for myself in the first try, which is pretty nice. And that is something that you can also do for yourself. Also, this area gonna cost you 150 dubs. I usually open it, and if you get lucky, now here's the thing, if you get lucky and get a Santa's mega gift only costing 150 doubloons, it's a steal. Like, it is super cheap. If you on a first try get for yourself Santa mega gift container, please click the button without opening your eyes, and you are just getting a stupidly cheap, I think 80-90% off Santa mega gift container like this. So some sort of a small tip that I would highly recommend. If you get like free XP and crap, you can leave it all together, because again, you might get something else like 1500 coal, elite commander XP, again credits, so it's not worth it. If for the first try, then you might do it. Obviously the Santa gifts coming in 3 days, so we still have to wait in order to whale if you want to whale. So that is something that you still have to wait. Obviously, a couple of things before talking about the Steel Will event is in the Research Bureau points section. right? If you have unlocked it, by the way, you have to grind out 5 tech tree ships in order to unlock this research bureau section. So if you are a very new player, you might not see it. So 5 grinds, then you will unlock this thing, okay? So they come up with these camouflages, okay? And honestly, these are super ships camouflages, destruction effects as well. You can see you have golden rays destruction effect. It looks pretty cool. Permanent camouflage looks pretty cool, but the value itself is so bad. I mean, you are not getting any economical sort of, value. In my opinion, if, again, I have talked about that in my patch note video, that if they would have given us the booster, economic booster, that would certainly be the best value for even costing me 25,000 research points. Okay, again, it's totally up to you. How do you decide this for yourself? I think it's not good in value. So if you might be looking like, oh, these are shiny new research points, valuable thing, it's not. For me, it's not. I don't know about you guys, but do not spend it. This is my personal opinion. You can get for yourself a ship, right? It's gonna cost you it's gonna cost you 20,000 research points for tier 9. Remember, for these 3 permanent camouflages and 3 destruction effects, you can get for yourself a tier 10 ship. A tier 10 ship, so it's not worth it. As simple as that. If it would be a tier 10 booster, maybe even tier 9 booster, just like they have done with the steel area. Like let me just show you, okay? Because they have done the same thing with the camos on the steel section. So if I can show you real quick, on the ship section, you go into the steel in the armory and go into the, give me a second. Oh yeah, I literally forget that, but you have to access these steel camouflages, made of steel camouflages, and bonus package through this camouflage section. So yeah, you can see here, it's gonna cost you steel, okay, but it's gonna give you the boosters, and boosters are economic packages that are pretty valuable. It's gonna earn you more credits, ship XP, free XP, commander XP, especially the tier 10 one. Tier 10 one is the best and priced pretty nicely for even 10,000 steel. If you do have excess of that much steel, then maybe, otherwise it's not so much worth it. But again, if that would be the case for research points, I would have loved that, but they haven't done this, which is really bad, unfortunate, whatever. But let's go and talk about the steel will event ships, okay? So we do have 6 ships. I have talked about that in my videos for a long time. I don't have the Hawaii, Aki, Le Havre, I-5644 Bremen right now, but I will be opening up tons of Santa containers. I do have some dubs waiting for it. I already have made countless videos on Valparaiso. It's absolutely broken. Okay, here's the thing. If you might be thinking, which ship should I buy? Okay, if you want to get an answer, I will give you a simple answer. Go for these ships, Hawaii, Bremen, or Aki. I have made a very, very important topic like a couple of months ago. I think it's been a month since I have talked about that. The reason why I'm saying this, that these are rare ships, okay? These will be more difficult to obtain. Again, they will be making these FOMO ships. And by the way, Bremen, Hawaii, and Aki, all 3 of these ships are really powerful. I'm sure the YouTube will be filled up with reviews. I will be reviewing them soon, but I can tell you one thing, that these ships will be rarer, and by the way, they won't be coming back, okay, soon. The reason why I'm saying this, because, well, if you remember the last Steel Will event, they come up with the G. Hoffman, I would say the Prince Van Oranje, okay? Both of those ships, we don't see them right now. We don't see them in anywhere. So they just basically give a halt, a stop, a pause button for a year or more than a year for those 2 ships. So imagine that's going to be the same thing for these ships, because those were also the part of the older 2024 Steel Will event, and these are now the part of 2025 Steel Will event. So pretty much you just simply able to analyze it by looking at the history. From the historical perspective, UrAvgWarGamer has never done this for the Prince Van Oranje and Hoffman, so they will do the same thing. The FOMO is real, and these 3 ships will be on target. Now, in the case of Valparaiso, it's been there for a long time. So I'm expecting in the next year Santa containers. This might be there. Okay, there's a high chance. And also, they come up with the summer event in June, July, and they have said that these rare ships will also going to be available at that time as well. So maybe in the 2026 mid-June, July, you might see Valparaiso or these ships, maybe the G. Hoffman or the Prince Van Oranje there. Okay. That is my opinion. Again, take it with a grain of salt. UrAvgWarGaming can do anything, but I can tell you the FOMO is real for these 3 ships, including this one. But at least I would say, since it's pretty broken for what it does, this ship probably is very much worth it. Honestly, it's crazy good right now, unless they nerf it, and I fear that they might. Again, I've talked about that very extensively in my older video, and I've talked about that these ships are not valuable because these are green rarity, which means that if we look at the armory, okay, just to give you an idea, simple idea, if we look at the doubloon section, all of these newer ships like Seal, Monomoth, Incheon, like these three ships, these are like relatively new in terms of they added them in the armory, okay? These are green rarity as well. So the commonality is simple, that the green rarity tag ships will eventually come in the armory or some way or form easily, having more easier access than the blue rarity type of ships like the Hawaii, Bremen, Aki, or Valparaiso. These are you might be baited. This is a bait because they eventually come back in the armory for doubloons. I know it's costing steel. If that's the case, if you are complete free to play guy and you want to get this experience from these two ships, sure, go for it. Otherwise, don't, because they will be eventually back from the doubloons, and maybe Wargaming will come up with another. Maybe if the Grand Voyage event turns out to be very successful for Wargaming and they retain the players in the server, because again, remember, this Grand Voyage event, okay, this one, we all know they are giving us the GQ Johnny. I already got the GQ Johnny, already got like a lot of doubloons or steel, whatever you have converted it. They have got very much value since the players really retain in the server. Players played the game for a reason and Wargaming won because the players get enough reason by Wargaming. It's that simple. And that's why these might come back. Okay? And they might come up with extra doubloons and you can maybe purchase these ships. Otherwise, you go for it, but the value is highest starting from the Valparaiso, in my opinion, in its current state, all the way to maybe if you want to have a Battleship Yamato class experience with planes, sure. If you want to have these two ships are really powerful. Like pure German experience, Bremen. Pure American feeling, Hawaii. Honestly, amazing. Especially if you have played the Austin, the shell arcs will be very comfortable if you have played Austin a lot, because the shell arcs are like that of Austin, but tons of DPM and you have like a lot of gimmicks. Again, you can watch countless videos. I just want to give you that analysis, okay? And obviously, if you're thinking of buying Silver Ray Destruction Effect, this is a biggest bait. Don't do it. Don't spend your hard-earned steel on a Silver Ray Destruction Effect, please. And also, if you look at these camouflages are actually good, but they have increased the price. They have actually increased the prices of these ships. Why? Because of the rarity. Because of the rarity, man. That just sucks. This is the reason why this whole epic, rare tags that they have associated with everything actually benefits Wargaming rather than the players. It's benefiting them a lot because of this. Because they have increased the price. They have proven that we can do it with the help of our excuse, which is the rarity step up, right? This rarity event thing, whatever you call it, like even that Somers, like they're not selling us Somers, but they're giving us Somers perma. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, give us Somers back, guys. Come on. Not the permanent camouflage. What's the point of this? What's the point of permanent camouflage if there's no Somers to get? The FOMO is real. Unfortunately, they're also linking FOMO to these permanent camouflages in some way because they come every year. So they just put a FOMO on them and costing tons of steel. So it's absolutely not worth it in that regard. But again, if you are a very old player, maybe you have a lot of steel, although I really doubt that since we do have so many ships, this whole thing becomes super meaningless, like completely meaningless, because people don't have any steel left after buying these ships. So how they can afford this? It's kind of stupid though. But I mean, Wargaming again thinks, and at least what they have realized, that players did spend some on these steel camouflages. Again, they have the data. I don't have the data. That's why they have basically showed us, and they've been selling these to some players, and that's why, yeah, they are listed for steel for a reason, because players get baited. Unfortunately, don't become that bait from the shark, which is Wargaming. Okay. Anyways, this is my personal opinion, but yeah, that is what Steel Fleet event is. I will make a review of Aki, Hawaii, and Bremen, sure. Maybe if I have access to these ships, I will do that. So that is what really is in this armory as of right now. So I guess that's it in the first week of the update 14.11. Obviously, in 3 days from now, the Santa containers will arrive. I will open tons of them, so I will give you some results. But unfortunately, I have only 4 ships to obtain from the Santa containers itself, which is kind of funny. I mean, I have all the ships, so the value is so much low. But again, I will still open them for access to steel. I will farm a lot of steel because of this. But yeah, that is for the another video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, you can let me know in the comments. Take care guys, and peace out.